In the center of a small European nation, between languages, cultures, and centuries of history, lies a city that speaks to the entire world. This is Brussels, the beating heart of Belgium, and the symbolic heart of Europe. It's a place where cobblestones meet glass towers, where ancient guild halls whisper stories of medieval merchants, and modern diplomats debate the future of nations. A city of contrasts, of chocolate and politics, of art and architecture, of quiet parks and bustling green squares. As dawn spills over the rooftops of Brussels, light dances on the golden statues of the Green Place, one of Europe's most beautiful squares. The smell of fresh waffles fills the air. A tram hums past, and in the distance, the bells of a cathedral mark another day in a city that never stops reinventing itself. Welcome to Brussels, where history, culture, and humanity converge in the very center of Europe. Let's begin our journey. Long before the European Parliament called it home, Brussels began as a tiny settlement on the banks of the Seine River, around the 10th century. Its name, Bruxelles, meant home in the marsh. From those muddy beginnings rose a city that would shape and be shaped by the tides of European history. During the Middle Ages, Brussels thrived as part of the Duchy of Brabant, becoming a center of trade, textiles, and craftsmanship. Its Green Place, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was once the heartbeat of a medieval market town, alive with merchants, artisans, and the scent of spices from across the continent. In the 16th century, under the rule of the Habsburgs, Brussels became a political hub of the Low Countries. But it was also an age of turmoil. Rebellions, occupations, and revolutions rippled through its narrow streets. The Spanish Inquisition, the Austrian Empire, Napoleon's France. Brussels endured them all. And then came 1830, the Belgian Revolution. Out of the fire of revolution, Belgium was born, and Brussels was crowned its proud capital. But the city didn't stop, sir. Through 2 world wars, it rebuilt itself again and again, stronger, more resilient, more international. And after 1945, something remarkable happened. Brussels became not just the capital of Belgium, but the capital of Europe. The headquarters of the European Union and NATO found their home here, transforming Brussels into a place where nations meet, a city of dialogue, diplomacy, and dreams for a united continent. Today, when you walk through Brussels, you don't just walk through a city, you walk through 1,000 years of history. Brussels is a city of layers of languages, identities, and stories woven together. Here, French and Dutch dance side by side, street signs appear in both tongues. Conversations shift effortlessly between languages. And in cafes, you might hear English, Arabic, Spanish, or Polish blending into the city's rhythm. The people of Brussels are as diverse as its architecture. Locals call themselves Bruxellois, proud of their city's humor, resilience, and the easygoing charm. Life here moves at its own tempo. On weekday, the city hums with suits and bicycles. On weekends, it blooms with color markets, festivals, and music spilling into the streets. Brussels loves celebration. From Omegang, a green medieval pageant that reenacts the city's best, to Brussels Summer Festival, to Pride, to Comic Strip Week, this is a city that never loses its joy. Art is everywhere. The walls themselves tell stories, from surreal murals of Tintin, Smurfs, and the Lucky Luke, to avant-garde galleries that challenge and inspire. And through it all, there's an unmistakable feeling of openness. Brussels doesn't just tolerate difference, it thrives on it. It's a crossroads of Europe, a melting pot where every accent and background finds a home. At dusk, as locals gather in cafes over strong beer and soft conversation, you can feel something rare, a quiet unity. In a world often divided, Brussels stands as a reminder that diversity can be its own kind of harmony. To see Brussels is to walk through a living timeline. Every corner reveals a different century. In the heart of the city stands the Green Place, perhaps the most breathtaking square in Europe. Surrounded by ornate guild halls and the towering town hall, its golden facades shimmer at sunset like a crown of light. Its history made visible, a masterpiece of Gothic and Baroque design. A few streets away, the mannequin piece, a small bronze boy forever mid laughter, has become one of the world's quirkiest icons, a symbol of Brussels' playful spirit. Then, you turn a corner and find the Cathedral of St. Michael and Street. Gudula, where kings are crowned beneath towering stained glass. Head north, and the skyline shifts. The Atomium rises like a futuristic dream, 9 massive spheres of stainless steel, a relic of the 1958 World Expo, still gleaming as a symbol of progress and the imagination. And in the European quarter, modern glass structures, the Parliament, Berlaymont building, NATO headquarters reflect the future. Here, architecture becomes diplomacy, and the city becomes the stage for Europe's ongoing story. Yet amid all this grandeur, Brussels never loses its intimacy. Cobblestone alleys, Art Nouveau mansions by Victor Hora, hidden gardens behind ivy walls. It's a city that invites you to slow down, to look closer, to fall in love quietly. Brussels doesn't shout its beauty, it whispers it. Brussels is not just the political heart of Europe, it is an economic powerhouse in its own right. Its economy blends tradition with innovation. On one side, historic industries like beer brewing, chocolate making, and lace crafting continue to thrive, preserving Belgium's artisanal legacy. On the other, Brussels has emerged as a hub for finance, technology, biotech, and creative startups. The European quarter houses thousands of international companies, NGOs, and think tanks, all drawn to the city's unique mix of connectivity and cultural depth. But beyond the glass towers and meeting rooms, there's another economy at work, one built on creativity and craftsmanship. From boutique chocolatiers like Pierre Marcolini to avant-garde fashion studio and digital art collectives, Brussels has quietly become one of Europe's most dynamic creative capitals. Its universities and innovation hubs like Université Libre de Bruxelles and VUB are shaping the next generation of scientists, artists, and entrepreneurs. In Brussels, progress isn't just measured in profit, it's measured in ideas, art, and the ability to blend the old with the new. Despite its urban rhythm, Brussels breathes deeply. Over half its area is green space, a rare gift for a European capital. Walk through the Parc du Cinquantenaire, where archways and fountains celebrate Belgium's history, and joggers glide beneath the trees. Or wander the Bois de la Cambre, a vast forested park that feels miles from the city's noise. In spring, the royal greenhouses of lichen burst with color, rare orchids and tropical palms thriving under glass domes built for royalty. And beyond the city, gentle hills roll toward Flanders in Wallonia, dotted with farms, castles, and quiet villages. The climate of Brussels is mild, soft rains, cool summers, cozy winters, the kind that makes chaff terraces and warm chocolate drinks irresistible. Here, nature isn't just scenery, it's part of the city's rhythm. It's where locals come to breathe, reflect, and reconnect. If there's one thing Brussels does to perfection, it's food. Imagine the scent of fresh waffles caramelizing on a hot iron, the crunch of golden fries, double fried and served with tangy sauce, the rich aroma of melted chocolate swirling into truffles that taste like heaven. The city is a paradise for the senses. Brussels is home to some of Europe's finest chocolatiers, Neuhaus, Godiva, Leonidas, and dozens of artisan shops where each piece is crafted like jewelry. Then there's beer, more than 800 varieties across Belgium, men brewed by monks for centuries. From a crisp lambic to a deep Trappist alley, each glass tells a story. And of course, Belgian fries, not French, are a national treasure. Best enjoyed from a paper cone on a rainy afternoon. Traditional dishes like Moas frites, mussels with fries, carbonade flamande, beef stew with beer, and stumped mashed potatoes with vegetables reveal a hearty, comforting cuisine that warms the soul. Food in Brussels isn't just about taste, it's about community. Long lunches, candlelit dinners, and street markets where strangers become friends. Here, every meal is a celebration of life's simple pleasures. For travelers, Brussels is a city of endless discoveries. Start your morning at the Green Place, when sunlight hits the golden faades and the cobblestones still glisten from dawn's dew. Sip coffee at a corner cafe as the city awakens. Then stroll through the Galeries Royales St. Hubert, Europe's oldest shopping arcade, marble floors, arched ceilings, and the scent of chocolate and perfume in the air. Visit the Magritte Museum, where surrealist masterpieces invite you to dream beyond the ordinary. Take a tram to Atomium, climb to the top, and gaze out across the skyline where past and the future meet beneath the Belgian sky. For hidden gems, wander the Marolles district, filled with vintage shops, flea markets, and the murals that tell stories of the city's soul. Or visit Sablon, where antique stores and chocolatiers line the streets like pieces of a living museum. Evenings are for terraces and twinkling lights. Locals gather at Place Saint-Catherine, sipping beer, laughing under fairy lights, or dining on seafood as jazz plays softly nearby. The best time to visit: spring and the autumn when the weather is gentle, the parks are alive, and the city glows with color. In Brussels, every corner holds a new surprise. It's not a city to rush through, it's a city to feel. Brussels loves the unexpected. Did you know the mannequin piece has over 1,0 outfits, gifted by countries from around the world? Or that there's a female version Janek piece hidden in a nearby alley? The city is also home to one of the world's most vibrant comic cultures. More than 50 murals celebrate Belgian comic art across its walls. And beneath its streets lies a secret: the covered sand river. Once open and central to city life, now flows silently underground. Brussels is also a city of surrealism, inspired by artists like Magritte, who turned ordinary scenes into dreams. That same surreal spirit still defines the city's humor, its art, and even its politics. And perhaps the most surprising fact of all: despite its global role, Brussels remains incredibly human. Locals will still stop to chat, laugh about the weather, or help a lost traveler find their way. It's a city that never takes itself too seriously, and that's part of its charm. As night falls over Brussels, lights shimmer on the cobblestones. The green place glows like a golden heart. Somewhere, a tram glides by, its reflection rippling in a puddle left by evening rain. The air smells of chocolate and fresh bread. Laughter spills from a chaff. 1,000 languages blend into one quiet harmony. Brussels may not always shout for attention, but it doesn't need to. Its beauty lies in its balance between history and the future, between chaos and the calm, between the grand and the humble. It is a city of thinkers and the dreamers, of artists and the diplomats, of chocolate makers and the change makers. And as you walk through its streets, you feel something rare: a sense that you're not just visiting a city, but stepping into the heart of Europe itself. Because Brussels isn't just the capital of Belgium, it's a mirror of what Europe hopes to be: diverse, creative, resilient, and profoundly human. So when you leave, you won't just remember the landmarks or the food, you'll remember the feeling of belonging, even in a place where every accent is different. The feeling of wonder, when history and modern life breathe together. The feeling of Brussels: timeless, welcoming, and endlessly alive. This is Brussels, the heart of Belgium, the heart of Europe, and perhaps, in some quiet way, the heart of us all.